So this is our little experiment to look at how water is heated in a kettle and how the temperature changes as heat is added. So you can see I have my computer set up here, and this is Logger Pro, and it's set up. It's connected to an interface right here, which is connected to a temperature sensor, which is in the kettle right now. So what I'm going to do is turn the kettle on, and you see the fancy blue light. And then over here, I'm going to start collecting data. And we're going to collect data every 10 seconds. And you'll be able to start to see that data coming in, hopefully. Right there. As it comes in every 10 seconds or so. And we're going to continue to do this for a while. You can see that this is a pretty effective kettle. You can already see, okay, that there are some gaseous water vapor bubbles forming at the bottom. You can even see kind of like, it looks like distorted, weird waves happening in the water there. Those are convection currents. Okay, we're taking the temperature right around in the middle. If this was ideal, this would be, we would be stirring this as we collected the data. So those bubbles there, they contain water vapor, and a lot of them, when they release, they rise to the surface. And as they burst, they kind of release their heat back into the water, and maybe a little bit of water vapor into the air. But what we're interested in is the temperature of the water, liquid water and gaseous water mix. And we'll go back over here. You can see that the temperature is a little irregular, but it is rising quite rapidly. We've been about 80 seconds in, and already it's up to about 50 degrees. And we will keep watching this as the temperature increases. You can see that it's not really a super nice straight line. It's a little bit erratic. As we scale this out when we're done, we'll see probably a little bit more of a difference. Okay, and again, we might have got a smoother line with a more representative, even increase in temperature had we been stirring as we collected the data. So back to our kettle. Okay. Now again, we think about it, okay, what's in those bubbles, right? Remember, the only thing that was put in the kettle was liquid water. So what do you think is in those bubbles? Let's go back to our temperature. Look at that. We seem to be getting like a much more even mixing now and a much more regular temperature increase. Okay, again, this is why the interface is really great, and this is also why when you're collecting real data in your own experiment, it's always important to collect as much data as you possibly can. Okay, we can see the temperature is up to about 85. We know the boiling temperature of water is supposed to be about 100, so I imagine we'll be there soon. We'll see. We're almost 3 minutes into the experiment. Well, we are. We just hit 3 minutes. And we can see that the water is starting to boil quite vigorously. Okay, again, we're measuring the temperature in one spot in there. And let's watch what happens to our graph, okay? Visually, we can see the water is pretty much boiling. We're at 210 seconds. Oh, the kettle just shut off. I need to keep the heat going, so. It still seems to be boiling. And look what happens to the temperature. Okay, you can probably hear it boiling vigorously right now. Okay, my kettle has shut off. I don't know what's happened to my kettle. I think maybe a fuse might have blown. Okay, but we'll stop the data collection there. And we'll stop the video.